The idea of an iPhone Fold might feel brand new, but the truth is far more interesting. Long before Apple was ever rumored to enter the foldable phone market, Samsung was already imagining what foldable smartphones could become. In fact, if recent rumors are accurate, Apple may have been studying Samsung's foldable experiments for more than a decade. As Apple prepares to finally launch its first foldable iPhone, there's growing speculation that its size, proportions, and overall concept may trace back to a Samsung design that dates all the way back to 2013. To understand why this matters, we have to rewind to CES 2013, a time when Windows Phone was still alive and foldable displays were nothing more than science fiction. That year, Samsung showcased a folding phone concept through an over-the-top promotional video. The device itself wasn't real, but the message was clear. Samsung was already thinking about where smartphones could go if the technology ever caught up. Looking back now, it's hard not to notice how similar that old concept looks to what many expect Apple's iPhone Fold to be. Fast forward to 2026, and foldables are no longer experimental. Samsung has refined multiple form factors over several generations, including the Flip, the Fold, and now the Trifold. There are even rumors of a fourth design on the way, allegedly called the Galaxy Wide Fold, which could feature a wider aspect ratio aimed at media consumption. What's especially interesting is that Apple's first foldable iPhone is rumored to arrive after Samsung introduces this wider design, and both devices may share proportions that resemble that long-forgotten CES 2013 concept. If Apple does end up releasing a foldable that mirrors an idea Samsung teased more than 10 years ago, it wouldn't mean Apple copied Samsung outright. Instead, it would highlight how early Samsung was exploring the right, foldable form factor, even when the technology simply wasn't ready. Whether that was foresight or creative ambition, it's impressive in hindsight. Adding fuel to the speculation, a Turkish case manufacturer has claimed to reveal images of what it says is the iPhone Fold's metal mold. These molds are typically used by case makers to ensure accessories fit perfectly at launch, even though Apple is famously secretive and does not officially share dimensions with third-party manufacturers. According to these leaks, the iPhone Fold could be roughly the size of an iPad mini when unfolded and similar to an iPhone mini when closed. The design appears to include two rear cameras arranged vertically, a more traditional camera bump similar to recent iPhones, and a circular element that strongly suggests MagSafe support. However, skepticism is necessary. It would be extremely unusual for an accessory maker to obtain an official Apple mold and then post it publicly on social media. If this leak is real, it could be the result of a major mistake or a breach of trust. If not, it may simply be a well-crafted fake based on rumors. Either way, it gives us a clearer picture of what Apple might be working toward. On the financial side, analysts are watching Apple closely. Bank of America's Wamsi Mohan recently reiterated a bullish outlook on Apple stock, pointing to the foldable iPhone and an AI-enhanced Siri as major future catalysts. With Apple expected to report earnings soon, optimism is building around higher-priced upgrades driven by new hardware and deeper AI integration, including rumored collaboration with Gemini AI. That said, Apple's stock performance has been mixed, and predicting an iPhone supercycle has historically been difficult. While the iPhone Fold is expected to be expensive, potentially reaching prices around $2,500, it still won't be the most expensive foldable on the market. Samsung's Galaxy Z Trifold, which is launching in the US at nearly $2,900, pushes foldables into territory once reserved for devices like the Vision Pro. Samsung's history with foldables hasn't been flawless, though. Its first foldable launch faced serious durability issues, and there are rumors that Samsung may not even offer insurance or trade-in options for the Trifold. That alone raises concerns about long-term reliability. Meanwhile, Apple is also experimenting with shrinking Face ID hardware. Rumors suggest a smaller true-depth camera system could appear in future iPhone Air models and possibly the iPhone Fold itself. Given how thin and compact the foldable design is expected to be, Apple may instead rely on Touch ID integrated into the side button, similar to the iPad lineup. The iPhone Air appears to be a testing ground for how Apple can build ultra-thin devices without compromising structural integrity, which is critical for a foldable phone. This miniaturized Face ID technology could eventually extend beyond iPhones, potentially making its way into future MacBooks with OLED touch displays. Apple has tested Face ID on Macs before, but never released it publicly. As designs evolve and components shrink, that could finally change. So while the iPhone Fold may look like a bold new step for Apple, its roots could stretch back more than a decade. And if Apple delivers a foldable device that feels refined and practical, it may prove that sometimes the future is built on ideas that were simply ahead of their time. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more tech news and deep dives, and we'll see you in the next one.